About Dumianu, peace. 104.3 FM, Sinomadi Shemamuina Maha, and Nefia Devi. Ghana and Sama and Saka. Fitting on Sabram Casabra, the Bra Mubesi Sabre, and Madaro Mayadi Montois. Ewo Mufie, Mojuma Motoka Mutim, social media, Madaro Mayadi Bay. Casabay Free Peace FM, a channel, Efa, OK FM, Ninit FM, Eka Peace FM. I was a pause if you can see my Becca Johnson, Accra. A trending kwaba mu kofa Hello FM e wo Kumase despite aburunsemu na stations babro 100 ageka seboyi atwa pete say insrabosio ama Ghana ni bi atie bi se kro no wa Ghana map mu nko ade a eno akire wo Peace 104.3 FM social media attention ni na so geto ni na do beba so mewie wa hwe yen asante yenka ensima ya de bra mo wiani ebini
Jomtneni Edema MPP amanyoko ne nkrabate no wa asante mantem chema wuntumi Ghana for munshario MPP for munshario bail conditions no wontimi ni so na wie ye ne a lawyer for bedi ho enkomo Ghana Mampenis Excellency John Dramani Mahama no wode ato dwa kire seguta ene mpanifo kukudam ne ntiam wo moda GPRTU ano wo bo mabaso papa so omguso tete ne maboso so.
Thank the GPR and the various drivers for reducing transport fares to bring relief to Ghanaians from the hardship they were facing.
Omampeni John Dramani Mahama na ekase ne wo chese nyame ya adom afefofra ye besim wo behwe se sika wo tu kwa akopie mu ye haji sika no wo mbete so kra wo yi enu esi enchenya mrashe bedwani ya wogina ho de ma de hia wo west abato empesios ye Peter Lanche ne tobo sem 50 million a bail condition and case cabin and monososa so
a property worth 50 million Ghana cedis in this country, very particularly Binian Mabukra by Munazia MPP for our own PTA, SBO, Abiana, almost which I want to say, Abia, Continental Ethiopia.
Omampeni John Dramani Mahama na ekasa chem se nyame ya adom aseni amanfo nanti okromase a wode to dwa se 1 cedi to $1 no wase e baso pe anhwe be hadwene na na wie ye behwe ne ene Professor Godfred Bopena kwakodi ye ho enkomom National Road Safety Authority mpeni for the nkrata pie montene so a watch MC4 ene DC4 no wedie billboards ahodo bi etiamra no wonhwe ese ne etie bia obetimi eye free wo my Ghana montene so ene wie nsem pika wehu ne yesi nya yede esomo yemfa seda ema enyumekuo yem MTN 4G Plus so say anya bebia befe bia MTN ena eteso MTN tablet no uchu so anache bebia koye diamam o browser sa na uchu fam African Queen Mackerel so de na papa nkasa enonom na esimu poti sauce no kra na ya na ekume no nti wo ya abomu a anase jollof na ewie wonya nkra dokun bi anase fanto dokon echu moko na na etu macro corner no na ewusiafo wodidi na ukọ wenim sa entu benye biato unse udu makwala se ya oba pastor honom side na wane fire service no edi enhwene mum number betimi afra yesisu ye 0245 326180 0245326180 anasem 0302668357 ene wie ene awuti okasiebo mo yemme ohine wa kase bo wa hene mene
ohine na kwame amo na ensem neni Mampeni John Dramani Mahama ba pro daga na foase wogidie ni ahotoso ni awresemu a Ghana fonya wo numu eto abama no yi ni se mampeni amwa ba ni mprenu so na what thank you to and asento abona kopiem e bono East Mantamu wani Ghana fo ne nanana mo hemfo no mo kebe mu no mo se agina esi aye obone East Mantamu no ele mampeni de to wo manim se eda wo plane de wo so obo no fo na ti no nkobisa se ansana obeye mampeni de atoso mienu yi na muslimi ni bi pese okọ hajj akwanto ni bia scan wo hia no na enenam 62,000 Ghana cedis ni akire na so ba ye no what is to say hwi any who at about 50,000 Ghana cedis no was it sabre no kra no a wote so no na cedi no na woni anwode sa no wa ye mremre se kontomre de akagya na cedi ni anwode abre bia woni dollar ne betie agina bia no dollar no abona apakat ne to from say pu tietia no se woolen carpet na ye nyame ya adoma ma sabre ya ye ka sei cedi na nya anwode mensa ama na ho aden che sisire kwabrafo wemi ate source no bamofo ase dollar no kura hunu anu opimpiri na chi ene obi an fa ncheni trim se na mra dollar no nkọ fam kura no haja kwantuo no ska wo so obi tua no wote so a na dollar na kọ fam ene mo enyi obi nwanwa se ye beda asore ne abete se so obi kọ haj sika wo betua no ahwe kura enu 50,000 e mane nya nipa no nwanwa se ye ka se yi mampani bunkunta kire mu se emra wote haj akwantuo no sika nkrofo tua de kọ no emra wote so no na dollar no ukuta ba ko a gisa unya Ghana sika 15 cedis 0.5 kra na neyi a ati aba bedru ope dollar ba ko a unya Ghana sika 10 cedis ena haj akwantuo no e kan nkrofo bo wo ho no yente so wo se yebete so dodo yebete so papa ama yenua ne muslimi fo dodo na akwan ama matumi akọ haj akwantu kronkron ni bi ene Allah akodiesia ama nsatre yaba wo mabra bom.
We also reduced the fare for carrying out the Hajj pilgrimage. Yesterday, the last aircraft airlifted our pilgrims to Mecca, and we reduced the fares from 75,000 to 62,000 cedis. And I can foresee that with the performance of the cedi, because at the time we started paying for the Hajj, the cedi was at 15.5 cedis to $1. And so the fare that we came up with for the $4,000 that it costs to do the Hajj came to 62,000. Next year, if you do a calculation where the cedi is currently at 10.5, it means that next year the fare for Hajj will probably go below 5,000 Ghana cedis. Sorry, 50,000 Ghana cedis. And so if the cedi keeps performing the way it is and being an abrantier the way it is, it will give more relief to our brothers and sisters who will decide to embark on the Hajj.
Mampeni John Dramani Mahama no wa mananso wa bieu wade to omai port dom so sign IGP ene asrafo a wo mohwe Ghana yefisam ne yabambo eso so wasra wo mo ada wakwa bono east mantam mu no wakwa akote se de akwamukafo ma wo mo hom ne so a eya ni na wo matisi mpampim ma wakwantimpon so na akwantufo a wo moteka yaka mu na asifom wo musika no meja pade na ne ayere wo magye wo se yade bia ma no hom ne so opebre mu ja enti wo sra pa man post dom so sign ne afisam bambo srafo ne mpanifo wo monka mbom na wo monyere bambo mu yere kete e wo bunu east akwantimpon so na akwamukafo am robbers a wo mo passengers chrono wo kwan mu no yentu wo mase.
Cannot thrive without security. We are aware of the challenges in the eastern corridor of Bono East, particularly around the Atebubu and Manteng area, Sene East and West, and the Pru districts. Highway robbery and armed robbery has become rampant. In response, I have directed the Minister for Interior and the Inspector General of Police to deploy additional security personnel to those areas where robbery has become rampant. We will also provide the police with patrol vehicles and communication equipment so that they can keep you safe. We're also going to strengthen community policing and intelligence gathering in order that we can reduce the incidence of armed robbery. Peace is not the absence of conflict, it is the presence of justice and protection, and we will not rest until every community in Bono East feels safe and secure.
Mampeni John Dramani Mahama ena yetini ni Salamat Kuku Apento. Eddie, thank you to aproboyechi eno diamond boy ebaye.
Yet to Akasiaboy eso. Ghana man Penis Excellency John Dramani Mahama na wadia to Jachem se sia de. Sidi no waya brantie wo sikrom. Chese sia krade obia wonfa boga nye swine. Say ye dollar, say ye euro. Sidi no wojina naso pampe se witua. Na ndi a wadi to Janse na nu ebeto just sidi no. Na hu ade na basro pepe no wote yem. Ese GPR2 mpenifo na afeso. Dwadifo nkabom ko bata wo my Ghana mo asase anoma boloi fe. Wom guso a wo moteso na mampeni sia moya de papa nyankopon na nkasa nkoso enhyira mu dwumade a muguso amobom wade sansem we nyina to dwabre okopie mo kentampo e wo Bono East mantemo wone nananom ahemfo da afeso adehia ni di nkomo na ose ye moya de o waso wote na afi wo huni awanya ne ho mampani se wasre ya manfifre tene so se Ghana fo sa munim ne akoso se aban papa na abai munim se ndisi aban guso a wo ye dwumade nti sidi na ho ode agina na so nti si ade e wo kokrom se ya wo prasika kuma bi edwa wo bedie oh na nka fence ne pa na akura sika wo ko dwom ade ba se fiasa no ma benum aso wo ba singlet no nneoma abeto kakra bi nanso nyame ya dom ma NDC abato ne boase ahyehye nneoma ye ntisi akra de sidini se kakra bi na akura beba no nneoma bocho pa na wo soam Ghana man pere excellency John Dramani Mahama what was no wode atodwa watches wonim se afi na economy wo man Ghana esikasem no wo guso a wo dan no wo toto ne ntim yenhye dan feeling so much atenka no yenya ne bebresa nanso wo guso a wo hye bo se adwuma na wo ye no enche inflation se ebeba from set team na fe amanfo etimi enya gidie e wo man Ghana sikamu.
In March, our administration presented the 2025 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament. It was anchored on the principles of fiscal discipline, reprioritization of spending, and the urgent need to restore macroeconomic stability. We trimmed non-essential expenditure and redirected resources to national priorities outlined in the NDC manifesto, and mainly in the area of agriculture, education, infrastructure, health, and jobs. Today, I'm pleased to report to you from Kintampo in the Bono East region that our currency, the CD, is stabilizing. Inflation is gradually declining. Investor confidence in our economy is returning. And Ghanaians are beginning to feel a slow but steady relief when they go to the market. I commend the Minister for Finance and the Governor of Bank of Ghana and their respective teams for their dedication and coordination in managing this economic turnaround. And I want to take the opportunity to thank the GPRTU and the various drivers unions for reducing transport fares to bring relief to Ghanaians from the hardship they were facing.
Ania yokoti Ghana man Penny's Excellency John Dramani Mahama Sansem way Salamat Kukwa Pencil na Buabuanua where they ever some
na what you dear amanyoni and na mho apaso ya danda ne sekusi na ma ho apaso chama wuntumi Bernard Enchibuosi akwa wo yedwamtine ni ndima wo so na manyoku NPP e wa santemantam na yokofo ana kwamwa ne se force bail anano emra wokọ CID police atuna yakese won kran sei ma wokoya ni nsem nhwehwemu wie ya wotisi montin se kim na owo yoko akache na wotwi na yeyi ana yoko se de wo monte se ye no mo ntoto ekire no se wo momwa na ye do kwasha se ye ho na dia wo mo pefiri wo no mo bisawo na aka wie a ye ma obey te se de do akokọ ta ma obey no na said the bail bia ne wo je kan conditions anya ma edi be yenyina so ama yeja wo kwan se ko ebre so na se ehia wa wasan so aba bail no na fiti na no wu kwada no a iyoko edeto chama wuntumi tire so no na lawyer fo aye party fo aya senka bail no wo metumi enya de akọ na nka chama wuntumi enya no totro to no aba abonten ama awofo ne adofo ne party fo aye na wa tu chama denden na ntu fiti wu kwada ne besin ne bail no wo muntimi nyaai titru ne 50 million Ghana cedis no a iyoko se onfa meto ana won pa japade bi esom sa na onfa meto ansana na eba na nkrofo se ena bi atema wuntimi ono ana bi iyoko ho no ebi akọ ya wa akọ ne de ena on pese obepie esanse tema wuntimi ampa 50 million Ghana cedis na wodi sikaton prada wodi sikade ache so tema wuntimi ananu kra wom de adoma to Chelsea se wom ugbo no donko miaton so ba bonten kra ka se 2 million pounds as de ben no wom kafe na giga no toroto no si abonten ya obeka ni se wa edi ato abrochire team Chelsea na nipo wo sika otumi de to Chelsea na 50 million Ghana cedis wonya ntua ebi se we die bi ana chairman no an won pese bi a obepie na ebi ni se 50 million Ghana cedis di adan I don't know Judas Iscariot ko yi Yesu ma ya na ne buo no eden dodo Lawyer Martin Kpebu oyamda nim ni ewie ye ne monkomo Lawyer Peace FM sini ma ha yo lawyer 50 million Ghana cedis no bi be abeye bone for contention kakra ebitu nam say wo munti ni mpani nsam da se amu obi bail 50 million Ghana cedis we mada o
ebia aba esunsin we bam kra ye kwaya bako musama ye be kai say we yo me asem ne bae no ono ne bail na 54 million 54 million. Ebru way 4 million. But yen kind say bail no eya na ese sikana yesi ayirano. Eya na ese sikana yesi obi ewia no. Eya na ese sikana yesi obi afra kadam afa ene ne account no. So ni tietie mu ni say almost 50 million dollars on the day. Yen bisa say yes say money laundering any other bonena yes say wuntimi edino sika he sika he on say amanya 70 on say MPs no mo ka ho asem ye no on so bia mo sika kura yes say we your friend say wuntimi bonena we di no e sa sika yi also be ambo figure no nti se enti figure no a obi enti nka se sai sika yi edosun dodo because me fan says yes money laundering no 50 million and nti na mo de bill na to 50 million but e ba na edosun si 50 million na go say ene yoko fukura de omo ye na adom kakra nti yenya abotre kakra nyesa ye be pre Akan sempi na echire afi in fact no asem crazy no e pie ba ni ehu say ya pray ya hundodo ya ko kan sem eni kwansi ya beta I mean ntime de sana mi hu no bi ntime nka sisike dɔɔso ana isa abra sa ni tako onim asem crazy
yo na lo ye yanhwɛ yoko wo mu juma wo mu die ebi mo aya wo munya kakra se na yoko ono no otumi sa te se court otumi tire obi kura ma ono be ma bail na nka bail de nim sense bambo dwume ko bi chiwa na ye do court ansa na court ma bail na yoko ye nim se oye court nso so otumi tu sa na mo no otumi yese obeja wa age se wa ma wo bail no eno na we de awie ye nya we de fa na ntimi kakra wo mutumi na te sen na fitibra wuntumi wa mochire no na watwe besi na ye kasa yi dia wa ma ye ina ne kwanso ano no
yes yoko wo tumi se obetimi achi obi a yoko fi se we di bone sa bone no yoko na wo hu tumi nti yoko oti se OSP kura de obetu yoko ye penyimu se OSP yoko yanka ne din bio economic and organized crime nti economic and organized crime, all right? Nti nanya Ghana nko na yewo yoko uko Nigeria almost obi, okay, and other countries America any no nti ohwa yoko mu emra nmu Act 803 nti omo ampeso omo to ana Google credit piaba Act 803 no eno ye di create yoko na no ema yoko tumi ewo boni biso nti san say ba no money laundering say na OSC oni hu tumi yoko nti o say sisiri adapa asem ne ba ye no OSC hwehwe mu akodru baby na o hu say ese money laundering no o say kisi jabe ka say baby a asemi na me dem hu say money laundering me hu corruption no nti yoko monje na dey file no koma yoko nti yoko ti say OSP or police powers or chipapa na say yoko kwa de omo first no answer na yoko beba no first ni from SFO serious fraud office nti ado dey decades eti bo mo ya no economic and organized crime nti boni bi wo ha ukosi idea untimi nti explain money laundering bio nti money laundering ne kire say we di boni bi na we nye sika na if ya afi de sa sika no o de koye ejuma pa nti eno sa ne ye nhwemu ne ehu se boni na wudi ye na wunye sika na o de kwakoye ejuma pa na yes and ye do be court e be bo kwedu na ye bua ofo a what could they fiase na sa ejuma no sa o de sa sika na ebie no na ya che nti en ye friend laundry no nti ye ko potokasa mu a laundry kire se usi ade sa de generally ade a ayefi ni esi nti wenye sika fi through crime and after the odi be ditwa na adane sika papa nti obi ebia obi timebo obi pa se ebia oba bi o hu se nkunu pe girl bi no ape area boys mama mo 20,000 me ma 20,000 mo bo girl yi na onja me kunu chiri nti sa 20,000 o bo girl no na se ye ma 20,000 na odi kotu nioma force se dia na o beton a o say yes udi kodi boni na onya se sika no by see how the beton force no na je say o ye ejuma eno de mrama ho kwan eno se money laundering nti udi boni na onye sika na se udi bedi ja udi be bibi papa eno e money laundering udi sa mfaso no e be bibi papa ye nhwehwumu ne ensa kanwa ye de court na ebu alfa sa diama na udi sika na ye je okay Benjilo those days Benjilo so no big shop or Okanshi opposite two guys no mo ton nioma materials nti ebu a Benjilo for say akofa cocaine na cocaine na or the materials no business no on say the court ye close shop no ne ne ekeka ho I mean let's leave that but at least for that kai those days say kashi Benjilo and then the ekeka ho. So that's money laundering. But apart from money laundering, no, Yoko deals with other offenses. Okay, a big crowd. So you can say organized crime now. So a man for a kaboom, okay, and form a racketeering. Human trafficking. Cyber activity. Dodgy tax fraud. Tax fraud. So Yoko will to me. Okay. Other financial and economic laws, financial laws to the Republic, okay, and other serious offenses. Yoko, omu to me pa. You say, inti Juma kura Yoko ya no.
Lawyer better se pa na chema untumi nimra nimfo ene adofo baby asem ya pempen so abedru ka wutu o mofo ankade no de obeka kire wo.
Okay, sisi ano ono ne de na ato no de da but ye ni mo china asem. Okay, nti ye nyina ye nkan bom na ye nkan se mrashe media funu se ye nye mrafufro na Emma house arrest. House arrest ya ma atwem. I mean like me patch say it's long overdue. The house arrest. And can see Uncle Chema won't miss away. Uncle Tiffy, and once I convention will be to say tracker. I don't know any checker, or renting car, and now private car, through Sacro for baby now, or the tracker share into the beer car and number unim no. Sansona, bail, it's midday. Say, yes, I will share police for sales. The bit me our house arrest, but obey says our tracker and be. And no, it's me the 7 9 and I will start to say, about to say what. Inti na police for monitor ya beka si men pie free fie ho men ko so gate no kura obi kura besrawa ma wo banko bie men so o ko gate no ko so pe se wo pie ama nipa na wa tu pe adone be blue alarm na che se na police for aba wo fie ya be chi wa ko self. Okay, nti mo mina so sambra no we need to start doing house arrest. Don't say painful na such a ma won't me be kura ne e we chire na do so. Me na meka oral team ho a ye cases no doors nti mpanyimfo a ye be chi obo okrom ha no ne e wa chire na doors ha nti ye ntia nyansa firu abra na MPP ti so meka house arrest mpanyimfo afi o de si aye chi omo 11 ha nti mo me nkambo mi asesa mra no mra ne ya cake me ma court Supreme Court imprensa ni nyina no Supreme Court aye ama lost no mass say bia 3 times but 3 no enso she wo beti Martin table number 1 versus Attorney General number 1 Martin table number 2 versus Attorney General number 2 then Martin table number 4 versus Attorney General number 4 ni nyina e kafa bail hunsem nti bail hunsem de medi ho akotene pa but e che o de court sa na e che e wo say parliament okay ni mpanyinfo ye ka bom ni ye new laws ni ye de court parliament eno de ni aye nyina precope at once ni enya modern law sisi ayekura iPhone 16 yekura G-Wagon yekura nyama bebre aye modern nse kodru nse na e kafa ye fa agudie ni dia ye use 1960 law e be prayer Into me and Campo Nayanya bail reforms. Okay.
Lawyer, area piece FM that's
Yeah,
Lawyer Martin Pebu and Yanina Church Comono. Na asem kroya ho lawyer August Nobuo. Elma Amanaso. Council my hey.
Yeah, no.
What's an aboko dear?
I just come from the room.
Yeah, Chama want to me as a mea na yebo buana. A dear baby drew baby a yedri. Ya heard Bailey, yeah, by a year. Titun in a lawyer for anyone more penasam don't know. And come back to me a bibia from one cat. Ye me drew baby a ye bedrew say. Just a minority for boycott parliament sitting. Efe wiemwa nam daddy says for one more for kokom. If you are going to catch it, I got not for me nine.
Oh, but Germany and I'm gonna for NBA. Oh, say, on one person him say, on which my MVP say, I'm not going to know your ma or Bela, your car, 50 billion. I've been now at the ma or they are mean or your boy, Cadieti and a banana or court. Let me pouch over you, bra, because no one said, and yeah, they are only be BDB. In the car, watching a lot, and a banana me court. Party, I will catch record. In the court, the MSF court never man direct to see and say, oh, Dana, Nasa, the because we need parts, we need the and Brandon say, Unizo to be for men quarter within 48 hours. No, also release me on bail. And I release me on bail, not talk about bail is that Menkofa, Oba, or Yemen Tabu, Numura, and Sana will release me, and that is the only person release me. He was a court straight. The media can be court straight crack. I mean, 50 million want them cry because no there. Because court is the best place to be America. Court bail is the best. We are the court bail in our police report to be in preview. Who could do court bail at the Akan case court? Now we the sort of multi with the MES or Mutra weekend, Jesus has about 2 Only the we have 50 million. You can't have Martina and a particular lawyer, no one final process. Echo court for variation of the bail bond. Now, Mr. Diana, could the 50 million, then the guy that would be over 20 years can swat to over to Rama check, at 50 million in it. Then why they release you? I clear now the court of Quacotan.
Won't be the year you can put the son on Wabama near that I say, an accounting, you freeze you.
And the freezing account, or move it to Ninjano. Over to the quarter, catch a court to say, Yen freezes as Canada accounts to me, oh dear. Yen find secure bill. And Sunday money, your account police station, or the NU. People no crown, so be Jawa and go on because I catch a cocoa bar, or you must have 4 5 for Brazania, my bill. And you call Jana court. And yet the wish I will view 10 now the amount. What's now 24 hours? I will say, wow. Lord, so the abon of whom I was already also amount of bills to do. 48 hours they need view. And you can send 24 hours now fast now court. Court to the open court amount bill cry S3. We will collaborate the court amount that 10 million with one surety and I don't know. Because at the country my bill no now such say only panel baby jina court and be dynasty. So when you be a big Canadian, you have bill can see be to the
I see.
So when you be a big bill, and I said, I don't know. I said, say, only Pane Beba, Yajawa or Beba, am my yet dinner seven. And nothing ye giant show being sano. Said Shenso, Yana or the number. I said, I don't know. It is all can say. Arresting officer and I can't say Mamma bill. Uncle for about 4 5 from Mamma Zibi and another year. I grown a woody. It's no Jano, also to me. It's the other name Contoka. No Jano now court. Why does over human rights court and now over criminal court? Fabric can say make a free and Canada said, and can say we are carry.
Loy,
and carry.
Na 50 million, no. And Uncle 14 say, hey, ɛne na deɛ kyama wontumi woayɛ so paa o titru prɛko 50 million yɛte bi kyaakyɛ
deɛ woayɛ no deɛ mmerɛ mu deɛ ho nhyɛ da yia show wobɛtumi ama obi bail ɛnhyɛ da nyina adeɛ a woayɛ no so sɛ nipa no bɛba abɛgyina trial anaasɛ mesi wontumi sei ɛbɛtumi aba sɛ court bɛma ne bail ɔbɛtumi ama ne bail 5,000 because wontumi nyɛ obi a wobɛdwane ɔno ka sɛ ɔgyina wagu ne w'anim asɛmpo ɔnwane na bail no ase kyerɛ no nipa no ɔbɛba anaa ɔmma nti sɛ ɔbɛba deɛ a ɛne ama wo bail nti na sɛ Supreme Court sɛ case biara yɛma bail na bail no a yɛma no yɛnom a yɛkyerɛ mmara no yɛakyerɛkyerɛ mu ama court nso akyerɛkyerɛ mu da biara sɛ ɛni sɛ bail no kɔyɛ nsɛm conditions bi a ɛte sɛ deɛ womaa ne bail nti maka no wama obi bail wo so ɔnkɔfa ɔba a ɔgye mtaafoɔ 5 mmara ansa na wɔgyaa no ɛyɛba na ɔkɔ akɔfa no ɛyɛba na ɔkɔ akɔfa ntaafoɔ 5 no aba ɔba a ɔgye mtaafoɔ 5 no ɔkɔ akɔfa pee 50 million Ghana cedis wei ɔho sɛ wakasa wobɛtumi ahwɛ agyapadeɛ ahe wɔ kuroma no yɛtɔɔ no 50 million 50 million Ghana cedis enti bail no ɛdeɛ madwe mu no ɔsɛ nka ɔmo kɔ kɔto dadadada nka yɛwie koraa yɛwie ɔmfane ɛspate motion a court sɛ okay kɔsɛbe ɔmo na ɔmo mmra tena kɔsɛbe ɔmo nnɛ na ɔmo mmra tena because it has to do with liberty human rights court wɔ hɔ ɔno abɛma directives ada afɛnyɔma case ne Supreme Court ne speaker case yɛamfane ne da na anka ne da no a ɛnti kɔ no so bɛtumi akɔ under that certificate of emergency for bill de yɛde ama no ɛna nipa no so wayare wɔ mo nsɛm ama yɛde na kɔ akɔto hospital wayare wɔ mo nsɛm ama yɛde na kɔ akɔto hospital ɛnti no nka ɛyɛ certificate of emergency a sɛ wokɔ no saa emergency da ɛnti sɛ wokɔ saa under saa emergency court bɛtie court deɛ otie obi asɛm a ɔde ba ɛsɛ deɛ ɔmama asɛm yɛ akɔ akɔduru weekend yi sei wɔawe yɛ ɔma asesa ɔma den a na ɛsɛ sɛ weekend no nso ɔkɔ akɔto owura no wɔ hɔ ba ne nyinaa nso gyina yɛ mmara no a yɛde bu ɔman no sɛne yɛde nneɛma bi di agorɔ wei NDC foɔ ɔmo kita majority of parliament ɔmo nyɛ no hwie wɔ mmara no ɛyɛ ɔmo dɛ ɔmo na ti abɛn mu ɔmo mɛtena ho saa na ɔmo nso mmara so onipa biara so mmara da otiri so nti wo mmara bɛso dako nti na wo mmara so a sɛ wote deɛ MPP foɔ no ɛkeka no a MPP ne bi agu bɛ no wɔse sɛnea odi a no anka nantwie to no saa na ɛnka kɔmfɔɔto wabu bɛ no awie ɛkyɛ sɛ ɔno nso ba a wɔbɛyɛ wabu bɛ no awie nti wo nsesa mmara no wɔbɛtena bɔ no so yɛde bɛba abɛdi no discretion a ɛwɔ police bɔ nsɛm to detain you within 48 hours no ɔnsesa no o ɔnyɛ no hwee ɛnɛ ɛyɛ de ɛkɔ yie ma no nti wɔde bɛyɛ adwuma yɛbi podua ne bɛfiri ne nsɛm ne yɔnko no wɔde ka agu bɛ no wɔ radio so sɛ podua ne bɛdi ne nsɛm a ɔno nso bɛyɛ nti yɛde yɛte ho yɛde yɛto aba
lɔya yɛbɛda se na wɔde wukɔ yi na ɛba ne sɛ yi a na amanyɔfoɔ yi a weiba no ɔde ayɛ ne nyɔnko weiba no ɔde ayɛ ne nyɔnko weiba no ɔde ayɛ ne nyɔnko meanwhile na substantive case na ɛda hɔ no a no nti ɔnii no yɛakyere no no na yɛgye no ato hɔ yɛnhwɛ na yɛde yɛ amanyɔsɛm sɛ weiba ayɛ yi ɔyɛ witch hunting wei nso ba yɛ ɔyɛ ne nyɔnko amanyɔfoɔ yɛ sɛ wɔn de yɛadwene di agorɔ ɛyɛ saa no a yɛntimamufoɔ no yɛhu deɛ wɔn pa kyerɛ pɔtee biribi sɛ yi no lɔya biribi sɛ yi no as yɛntimamufoɔ no ɛdeɛ yi na yɛhu fa amanyɔfoɔ na yɛnka nkyerɛ wɔn sɛ biribi sɛ ba sɛ na wei akɔsoa na titafoɔ no makɔgu yoko wei nso na ɛbɛba ne yɛbɛkyi ne nipa na wasesa supporters na ɔde akɔguɔ ne yɛtiam wemmerɛ o meanwhile ɛnka nipa no sɛbio wɔnyɛ hwee a ɛsusu sɛ yɛkye no anka yɛankye no
yɛntimamufoɔ no deɛ yɛahoɔden nyinaa ne yɛkɔ kurobɔti o ɔwɔ sɛ yɛyi so kurobɔti no yɛ yɛahoɔden nyinaa ne yɛne hwee bio sɛ wonya to aba no ma no wie a wone hwee bio yɛntimamufoɔ no yɛahoɔden no nyinaa ne yɛkɔ kurobɔti yɛn nuanom MPP foɔ bɛtena so a yɛkaeɛ a wɔn antie no ne yɛde yɛkɔ kurobɔti no saa wɔ nti saa ne tetima mu ni de na ho de nyina ye de gugu mu ye kana wantie a na gugu mu dindru a ne de wa betia betufo nti saa ne ye betufo ye na ye be saa de power na mawa ya ye de ho de nyina de ye gugu mu dindru but omumu na se omuhuru se wa ye bibi nzame so me ye obi no emfa so obi e ma entwada waye mbi me obi entwa na me de areho kakra ewo me mu ewo MPP ni NDC nsemi e kokoso yi bebi me di areho pa ne se party mpanimfo no mienu nyina wo ho mpanimfo no wo ho ese se wo mutumi tu wo mo nkoda na bum go be hwa ade na wo yenya eye mrantie na na eye wo de mpanimfo pa ne nyina atiti o eye mrantie no nko na eye sa yenye ni na eno na ebasa na aha adwe kakra it is say na ye kure ye ko ne za ai se da mboaye but o musu nyai de madwe mu no aban na wo se yitimi se samra no mra na ye di bu o man no ense sai bebe na me tumi ne de wo police for nsem o betimi a chew but mo ye fa mra be ntoto o mo na say 48 hours no one fa na anko releasing ewo bela enye so onko fa oba wonyim ta 45 emra oba wonyim nipa nye so wonyim ta 45 ugunya we 50 million nipa ahin na 50 million but also okokot ono so ankokot na watra wa ye so na bo ma pa de chew demonstration dey see gba nyi obi in prison ana bail terms na also sano njo ma dia omuye no dia ma na ye ya no ezo so omo aka se hunu za dia omuye no case no omuye ye to sumi na o sa ye nuanu mi arresting institutions ye o so omo PRO se mo ba chi obi a mo matima mu fo ni hunu ade kra waye security bi eni ka mu PRO ba be cheche mu chema untumi waye say inti ne ya hwehwe mu enye nwanwa adubu aye de ba ye no a omo cheche mu ma obi ate ade a asie no o ze adubu aye azamenye obi anwa biu o se chema untumi o ma na buja afo hunu se onipa no waye say ni anunti na ye ne disa nkita hoyi ye de ne be court to prepare 48 hours no me kra ka reject bail 48 hours na me fa me court me reject so de ne me mu medical court akopɛ me fa ahodie ne ye politics say ya dia ye say ya da je kwa bazo bi eni so
lawyer
ni para so say o mu nyɛ wo so yare so do so mo hwɛ na bom di yi
lawyer be da se
ma te do so da
ya ne lawyer August no bo ana twetwe nkomoyi na oyino wa wo hwɛ sɛ dia na chairman ATM edom de bi akọ na ba ku bi a mehwe na wiei na am say minim so ye constituency executive
okay
am say na omu ye conference ko ase den na ni abrenu no chairman for the executive for no a mo shadamu a asamba ye mo mpia ma no hwe nyame ampata na mu se mo se achi mutum wani anu ma ba kuro nso ne ade nti omo aye dru bibisi ya wo mo kanasa no aya wo mu misase aso nipa no ane ho aba asem no wono o motesɛn
a big question no
woni sa nipa ne tesɛn
asem hia na webisa no
woni nipa ne nti yi ebi awo ebeka wo nsɛyi ba kofo wo nko anu wafu as a politank udidugu mu eyeye ana wo nko ana udi ya mo expect say eba ye no wo fra ho anamra mo empani fo za ba kofo didi mi akromu nye de etwa no ne chama no ane afra no nuado sa dibi mami ndibi ana ma wo ni kan ye na wududu se kabe se winsem a wonko anu aje akanta so ansa ginya me plastic se ya konwa no atena so na weti no atira bia se ma ba beto ana o hwehwe se memra se omuni adaje nti pesami nkumnya ne adifudi pe yatumi de edom sika mu a eba se je mo bia san kan de na ba akofo no nkwa nanu mu abai se whale a wo ba miliona
ana vuvuzela kra
no nkwa wedi
si wo hu
enti wo ya ni se ya yo ya ne say be ya dan na ochina bi atam to a wo frani po beba
endia no kre wamma
de pese mi nkum nya no
ahu
yanko asem no
ebusia ma yanko so anyina mu ewo Ghana fo mo nsare o Just say you ram ama edi nkonimu nti kwa bia so menye Ghana ni biomu ana MPP amanyoko ma monsadem emrase bedwani ya wagina hode ma adehia wo West Abato Empesias wasanso eye vice chairman de ma bedwoko ya omhwe bambo na afefisem wo my Ghana mrase bedwofie ye Peter Lanchene Tobun Workers na wase a watibi pass chema wuntumi sika ya dia ma ne se bail condition eye 50 million Ghana cedis na nye sika bia ehu enye sika bia no adini aburu so bia bekasa hwehwe so enti we ya akoba ne se sebe ya nyintum na ya ntiase wade sansem we nyina akoto dwa ni TFM dwumedie kese so Ghana muntie so na Magjari na no obisa ne semfo do no se bail condition is same chama wuntumi eye 50 million Ghana cedis pe ye wie ne se manipa mienu enyina wachi enya de wose ye huntia se eni ha na domkoma ya wo my Ghana mra so bedwefie no adawhwa anamotuo ye omutu kwatena afom ya wase anu se kase ye ka aban se MPP aban ena no wada ena no ya kire se mufri akonwa so kran hye dan cheye ye bu nkonta ya multiplication by elimination by substitution krana barely 5 months pe ena mokoye enti abane say na bail conditioner ti se as one man kasa kromo nya krado wasin ka asem ne ba ya empanifo kirechem so bail conditioner enie ne hodo mana party ma moye ne ntamu dimrika mo premo ho na nkasika no moboaboa no kama ne wasam ye ne dimu ne sefata moye nya afi na mo betena na no obisa kosa ba kosa anya bia wo mo so se bail condition wo mo di so a chama wontu bedwane yentie ensem a yewra Peter Lanche ne tobo wade atodwan
Chama wuntu na obusuro no anasese se munsuro no enti mu pese party no obia ni wa obeti ma kwagina security ma minia chama wuntu mana kofie so ne mu ye ya mutana na pom ya mu ye se camera kwantwa na ye suwa ma ye nua ye the yoko is very unfair ni ade no the fit and komo ye sa ade ni wi a na adwuna komo pe obi say ya wi but ochina na pa at this we made the political point ochina na pa constantly security man no kofie but me sorry na pa me nyante I don't think it's any excessive abuse if it is excessive abuse like Bobo be a Ghana crowd be anti Ghana have now people can say this is outrageous. But a property worth 50 million Ghana cedis in this country, very particularly million Mabukra by Munazia MPP for I own the PTA Sabio, Abiana, or Musu Java to me say Abia Continental Ethiopia Vajani.
Emrase bedwani a wagina hode ma adehio wa West Abato Empesias ye Peter Lanche ne tobo na wode afoto anu odin ekwa amadom kuma ne se we munya abotre na Ghana mra ne anya adwuma se ne apiempani a yese wontena nche wo kan no the law is the law munya abotre Ghana ye de mra batan ne di bu o man no enti eba na emra ho nsam a anya mrika anya afi na kokoti na menti ase na menyintum wo ye ne sa ene ko he ye ntie ne nsam wa
Minia Honorable Apenyo Markins, Menino Yakasapa or Madame for Mission Yamabri, April 10, very particularly in politics and law, or will be a Bunupa or parliament, but also a very good strategist. Or the strategy turn on in a year, I don't know about so may to say a Babia or Marco Dunia, party based, Nampeta Mojinja party based, Mota. Untumiachi okwashanti region kwa nipe bibirwa munta untumiachi umfise nieme bibirwa ya ensa mpata ayeno yampanto nche ifutu amema omunse mipacho party ni mu umto obi non constant security mano na encha na bill no kofi na lawyer kwa akakaraka akasiya muwo ina mundi akide na luko the case no kokota unko represent untumi niebe ko so court biano Ghana mra ayajuma
Ania yokotie wanu yamrase bedwani a wagina ho de ma adehio wa West Abato Empesias wo de wani chemu wo my Ghana mrase bedwofia wa vice chairman de ma bedwoko ya omuhwe bambo na afefisams yewra Peter Lanche ne tobo sansem way Clinton akwasi amoako en wade tu dwane nyina Ghana fo mu nhware o MPP fo mu nhware na ye munti na maama ye miseye ye konsem foforo so
na ensa umadu adiri mrase bedwani a wonu kro ya minority chief whip Honorable Frank Anodompre wakasa dia fa dia koso wosono amanyoku NPP mu eno so obi bi obedina bebi akase wosono amanyoku NPP emu adi say from say ice cream no na nipa no woni awrade ntemu nya fan onko awrade adidie woni no kra bonsan ho esan say NPP amanyoku no say tie sabre ya yekase no emu huru echen convention katenkwan ehuru papa na mu ya sese chen ase woni wigim echen bolagapu hit ya one people amanyokom no etumi no adabodabu ko sia kra meyeye na ndo se se onya adaje no huri se amanyoko no se ekim wobemu se aprapra bi koso wantwi bi koso ntawantawa eni nantitwetwa bi ekoso a emunyo saa amanyoko na kamya se earthquake sima memu atete saa be ya yekese yi echembo na biscuit a abo veranda so breki yenu so obesere wasono manen kaisa nyame ya adom a 2028 omugina kono na saa akono no wo mu hianka bom enkabom no a emo enya ye wo silver mu a yedi nso gu wo mo so no wo mutumi tu ye silver ma no enu bi eno osona manyoko ni saa bre wo mu hia papa wato wo ye ekuna bakosam kakra eni de esi mprempre ya no a ehu benya pa se wo mde de esi bia betu wo machi na wo matumi aye baako se wo sono ma na wo maya wo masade no maso de se na efata wose se bekoso se ya de ne be ha dwen papa kokro so na no pay no de asem yetuja
because yes what a party before and in the party rank of fat so ko to so accountful to win me so and kasa sorry so na the MPP for so when you see am my na yes yen sia de fidie ko so imu a etuchi ya the uncle so ran kun to kwasa okwabani seven am support candidate A na me support candidate B no abetina radio so no abetina social media no a super microphone they want to say we en tiefo isu de enka se mu mu fa me ko na mu se ye di ye wu mi ene no won hwe de okira na wo bobo ano se ye nfie bibi nfi sa de wu mu na ye nka wu mu ma sa political party a atoji yan kasa
na enu atre yi na okasa de afa chema wuntumi ti a ya chi no yi eno se deputy attorney general se mo wa kan ya nyame anim ni na ne safem papa eno so obisa se anya bia na chema wuntumi bone kese ben pa no aye ebin sida titru 50 million Ghana cedis bakofo na sikayi se de communication director edema manyoko no asante mantem kan ye no poyando se we say ye ton chema wuntumi ni executives ni minority for kra wo mu na aba ho kra wo me denya sa 50 million no anu ese dodo be no we se papa na Dr. Justice Sremsa inkaise ebre enutumi ye ninka so enya febo enena wo wunsem wo ochina ebefiri wunsa
so size a deeper reflection say onu no yam ramdini deputy attorney general say ya kase ya charge you bia say the ekwan we dey say dey faso also why international fraud why tax evasion fraudulent deals they can come ekwan we dey say dey faso now win to me someone the bill win to me okwan he's in this country it's that I'm for from kwan so mo fa no court ni sika nyina mo de mo start so on no same side no in fact say on my body queer dunia de no fa sa kwan we so e be ni dana the o kan say the previous onya kan nya tie na ene na o ye minister o kire bi wo a o nye minister nti mo nyi no yi
na ne krakra mu no na wo say eye no won kakra say asem ye koso ina no penia ye ne ewo mai mu ye mampenia John Dramani Mahama na nka wo fi say mampenia kra na no betum na wa kan bibio na nti ozi besin de mampenia ka hwe eye no won kakra
ye John Mahama emri ye ndi kaso eso ti asese enye kudita ne ye wo Ghana e abant to ne koto ye na niam bia ewura John Mahama his excellency o ye hwe han emani koso wo meyi mu no wanhwini yia o de yawo apedidie any brichie no de shame yedi kai oba ye public service workers omo ye adwuma ya fokwan paso ya form adwuma hundreds of people omo nkwara omo ebusia woni omo nyina edi so omo nkofie wa mana so wa nko wa ba ye yenko ye sorry na state institutions abayi juma na party for koloni pamu nkofo ni ebunkofo all in the name of Jaba na aba me de omo ye no omo hwe ni yi a o mine no mo sai no
Frank Anadompe honorable member ojina de ma de se wo ense wo madu agiri ono ye minority chief whip Any atini.
Ghana Mount Penny's Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Ekase wa church says see at the no now who den bar na eba should name senia what here say amount for be send senia tibia won't cost ye jumaden senia beya a brebe do a chrome has say ukra $1 ubenya 1 Ghana cedi no man penny said davi a what dear was remo se mo so da yam pa wapamocho Upamocha pass ada yeso no ebe mu ebe ha adwene hefa na ebe ha adwene a wasi titi pa ni se krom ha say yeso anyo mefi o my Ghana kopie mu ewo amanfo amaso wenti ye kwa man so ye ne pani kwankyerefo ya wabene wosikase wasanso eye professor of finance Professor Godfred Bopin kwa akodi nkomo ne ebisanse in fact eye feasible ana ye wura kwa ba
yeah pastor me ma ha any etiefo ina
yo obi ajo so na pomo
Yes, Adam, but I won't say.
Nyamia dum any empire, ya ho ye na de ye sua de kakra. Ya ba won chia ye ba be sua de kakra. Me pacho ebetimi asi se wo man Ghana ye du empempenso bi a wo kura 1 Ghana cedis ya betimi nya $1. Ena ade anhyehyɛ sa ena mpanifo be ya ye betimi aduru ho.
Oh, everything possible. Let's start from there. Everything possible. Me and so side no ho that if you say share the strength of our economy. Now here's the US economy. Now if you say your currency basically the parity 1:1. I mean that's too much of accent. Let me put it that way. Idea and idea so you do because if you baby I want to hear we are concerned. Says and yet the aggressive strengthening of the currency, and I say but the stability and predictability, and no year more, and we are better. But so far, we won't say we are progress are making, especially with respect to the currency. In the short term, a year to some extent, but it has its own disadvantages. It is more about having striking a balance. Say, currently be stable. Any overvaluation, any undervaluation. But we need the exchange rate to be stable. Near be conformity to our planning. Oh, the young fan said, you do baby, and I even said, currency are strengthening out to about 8 cities or 7 cities. That in itself can spike panic buying of the USD. Because being said, the US currency is stronger than the cedi. And the dollar is undervalued. It's cheaper to buy dollar. That in itself can cause problems for us. We all agree to a large extent, we should not push the currency to that level. And after so, Bank of Ghana ain't can say near echo to see just market forces, demand and supply, and determine unity. Part of central banking and regulation requires the ocean of currency, forces of demand and supply. A pushy currency to some level, a bit healthy, and the economy overall. You step in the same way, the currency depreciating beyond a certain level. Central bank basically are stepping in by injecting foreign currency to stabilize it or to steer it within a certain span. A year good for the economy. The reverse is also true if the forces of demand and supply, because we are not spending, there is subdued demand, but there's improved supply, and that is causing the aggressive strengthening of the currency. The central bank can equally come onto the market to mop up excess FX, foreign exchange in the market. It's not, their role is not just to inject dollars, but they can also mop up dollars, depending on the dynamics. In the economy now, yes, the soup will be here prepared. We are preparing the soup. The exchange rate too low, too high is not good. We just want a certain level of exchange rate that is stable enough to make the economy competitive without undermining the export sector. I said the currency is strengthening. Some aspect of the economy may benefit, but if you are not careful, some other aspect of the economy may suffer, and that may not show in the short term. It may show more in the medium to the long term. So it's always about the analysis and striking the good balance. I would prefer stability. What we are seeing with the currency, it does not lend support to stability overall. It's more of a disruption. Disruption can be positive. It can also be negative. So we should look at it and manage it very well. At the end of the day, we can only say, economy improvement, but when we see a general broadening of improvement in the macroeconomic variables, not just exchange rate. So we should be looking at how the improvement in the exchange rate is linked to general improvement in other macroeconomic variables, like interest rate also coming down, trending down aggressively. Yehun said because government is not borrowing as much as we have seen in the time past, and even the borrowing they are doing this year, they are sweeping balances from state-owned enterprises through the treasury single account. The treasury bill rate has come down significantly. If the policy rate had also come down significantly, following general improvement in the economy, and the Monetary Policy Committee, who said there is risk to inflation, policy rate never perform significantly. Senior treasury bill rate perform significantly. And interbank rate also I improve here. In Kayebe, who said the ultimate lending rate, the rate at which businesses, including importers, now the rate at which they borrow will also come down. But now, the treasury bill is down. But the Ghana reference rate down significantly. So cost of borrowing is still very high. It's also high to the extent that Bank of Ghana's mopping up of excess CD in the market does not make credit available for businesses to borrow and expand. In Tehran, we are squeezing the economy. As I indicated earlier, we have put the economy in some kind of like medically induced coma, because let's call that one shock therapy, as the Minister of Finance called it in the 2025 budget. In the short term, to stabilize the economy, to cool down the economy, we all agree that is the way to go. The expenditure-based fiscal consolidation is the way to go. But the advantages that comes with it, we must not use it necessarily to drive the exchange rate aggressively the way we have done. But we should be interested in seeing how all of this broaden across all the macro variables. We should see inflation trending downwards. Of course, that will take a while. And we have said that
Crowdie, yera mampeni si oguso a wo ye hu adwuma sa ne be inflation no ebetimi aba from dia ma Ghana for na ye yetimi ehu nsunsuan so we kotokuom.
Yes. I can say that will take a while. And the exchange rate na ye hu no. Or say we should be cautious about how we celebrate it. Good news, say we have seen improvement there. But until that improvement is broadening and roping in other macroeconomic variables like interest rate, inflation, and the rest of them, I think there's a lot of work that we have to do. I am not happy necessarily to say that the CD has improved to, let's say, 6 or 7 or something, because the implication for domestic production may be unbearable. So I believe that the president is equally aware, for which reason he does not desire that we will reach parity 1:1 or something. I mean, nobody should. It will not be helpful for us. We may not even get sufficient dollars to match the CDs we have printed today if we should appreciate to 1:1. Okay, and the implication for export, domestic competitiveness, and all of that may be unbearable. Ultimately, then the kind of economy we want to build should inform how the exchange rate should behave and how other macroeconomic variables should behave. Other countries, over the years, decades, they have kept their currency artificially weak because they know that will promote export competitiveness. That would also inure to tourism-led economic growth and development. So let's look at it. What economy do we want to build? An import-dependent economy? Then maybe we can celebrate this and wait for more. But that will not create jobs. We should be looking at building the competitiveness of our domestic production sector and then export more and also pursue a bit more of
you. Yeah, Doctor, opening my prof, my yanasi, nemum, okwe, bakope. Is here, I said, Sydney, 1029. Muhonum. Basen and Kay stable na and Cabell de Pa.
I think where we are now, we should be pursuing stability. Baby, I do not. Yen stabilizes within a certain band. I think it is fine. People have adjusted. And then now you build the reserve. Mamin can wait. Hello.
You. Prof Mijinaso.
So Usha, the aggressive nature with which the MPP in the last 1.5 years, also under the IMF supported program, Usha seen build the reserve aggressively. Now share reserves that they left as at January 7, 2025 now. I think the new government should build on that. Let's build sufficient reserves, even beyond 5 months of import cover, rather than spilling the FX now onto the market. I think we should build sufficient reserves that allow stability for long and predictability.
Yo, Prof, my yanda sepanti. Open you kwancha for ya wabini wosika semu. Professor of Finance here, Professor Godfred Bopen ya kwa ya nini kodi nkomona. Ya kwa umano so 2024 nipa wajine mu as a parliamentary candidate ewa masama abato mpesya so ya Kasim ata waba umano so yenyane ntiyese demolition exercise bi kosu doburo gawes wadom na ya bokwa dupa se wano neta echiri ye ni muasem sa ni yatie. Openi akwa ba.
Yo, mi sister, me hoye mo so e.
Nyame adom ne mpaebo. Na da demolition ye kwaso yase wo na wo ye o. Wo na ata akire.
Mr. ni aji kan mama ntia otie fo ni nyina. Ene ahwefo ni nyina so. Nsem na ebe to ho no eno kura bi anim. Eno kura kitikiti kura mpo anim. Ente sa sanse enro na ene kura mpo meeting hu semeno na eyem wanwa. Me ankasa no me no kasa kura me shada ni incline kromo me ni dobulogo no me wo kepo sisia ho na no amenya ko se mo pese me ne mo etwetwe nkomo kakra na me ankasa no dobulogo no krom bia ho na me ti fie so wo ho na me wo japade pi wo ho se me aso na me the managing director of Castle State enti mo semba ye no akame pa nyanchen ti me so ma start ma tutu mu anomo ama me ni penifo kasae se ni aye koso no in fact eyenya na judgment bi kura na aba ana se court na ma order bi sa kura nkofo wo ground dada eno an so obi a wa wi ni ndo banya abotre na at least oni inipa wo ho no ehia na yedi ya tu yi ba se ye beba bu dan ene mbrem nyina yenim se na Ghana ana se wi ya se yedi enti anokra meti ye no me ankasa no me ni penifo na omuye in charge of all those issues so no kasa say ajobrel na yemfa yenti but adena koda ne say me na me take de na yem wanwa ne kura bia so enim na kakra wo na me kan say ne kura bia enim entro say me na me take pacho pi
enti pacho wo say Akan wan kasa wo dan ana
oh pacho pi nya say Akan mi ankasa me dan me say me aso majapade wo ho me so me dan e wo ho
okay
ama ni koso no yansore ngina na yankantia ebe kame sanse do blogo no so no me yankasa no me wajapade wo ho a eba na sa krompo enro na me workers krompo ye adwuma mo ko stop mu nyina ena mo de court papers ni process ni nyina de mo so mo stop adwuma omo ba be bubu dan no ni muniama enti threat ne de aba ye so dada but say ye de machine akosi su na ɛno de no kora sɛ bibi saa NCA
na me pacho enya wonti aba ne sɛ ne ye bo wudin sɛ wo na wotae kyira na sɛ nipa bi na ɛbɔ saa bra no
aha sɛ edin sɛ ni bi na yɛ kade bia no sɛ obia obɛte atemwe no ɛyɛ no wanwa na me so sansem we de mi ntimi nkɔte kyire ma no yɛ yie sɛ no kora bi anim asa na krampo a me no kasa no mi hyɛ eni dobulogo no anasɛ mini ntimi nkran na ne amotie no nyina no ne kora ɛwɔ mu na me ka kyerɛ no sɛ nyame na mete kyire
yo any ame pacho yada se panti 2024 MPP abanyoko parliamentary candidate ewa amasama ye yaya kasima tania
Ojediampon we yada wasi ahini wa o ni aye chain ni kwasiada ebe ya 1st June 2025 oti aseman kronkron Ghana na ye hunu ne nseso wa bibrema to yeda ye bebia no abakwasam meda His Royal Majesty otumfo sei tutu nyamekese asante hene asante manwura wo betwa homamu abie despite automobile museum ano we yankunimdi anya ni wonyam shema Ghana and West Africa ye bie despite automobile museum ano ye bie eni suade hunu ne adayeso pa etimi abamu ano ye bie Ghana betimi ayon Kenya nsunsumu ano na ye bie adwenpo a ekamfo tete na ehwahwa da chenso ano despite automobile museum ye nyina ye dia na enso ahobrase ne odwo kwan so kwasiada 1st June adwabo yi die eye strictly by invitation emmom adwabo na chi ye bebie koya tumo bia kohwe ne su ade empani senior interest no nyama na entre despite automobile museum driving historic legacy into the future
so wakoma ho hyehyew ana ebo periperi de broni kan hardware no a ede na se woye na se woyam so atim so
wo be pack na farmer Martin's liver salt akira kwan entem ahwie nsu agu glass mo ate Martin's liver salt no ba ko no na wo de agum
wo be hu se ehuru wa glass ni mu na wanom Martin's liver salt ye won orange flavor ana ba ko so ye plain
wonumu a ho beto nemum edi nanu na ho nto wo a ko hu doctor Papa no no papa no no papa no no papa no 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 papa no no Ankasa Polytank is everywhere durable and authentic stronger brand you can trust Polytank we get some more Rambo and get some more super and the Polytank we get Polytank papa no no papa no 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 papa no no papa no 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 papa no no Ankasa
Always the best.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Obsafo aha ena enafie. From Tibreka se bo de for Peace FM so de bre mo my training kwaba mu ko. Ghana no wiasa fa na nyina no ye de besi adamase ama moneti. Akenkanfo a ye je kasebo yi ho pa akenkan de ma mo ye me. Ohene nana kwame amo ena
ohene gwa kese bo ohene yede aseda ma MTN 4G plus na no anet so ye nyina ye use bi ne ye de browse ne ye twa ye ho saasa te emu ode papa enti MTN ye twu so ye de no eno ane tebonet na fe you my African queen minim se metu abofo ba kokra esi fom so for kra ka kyerem dada ntimi ya we African queen mackerel enam papa no se tina pa ba ko a anu so ye de ba kuno so unim se ne sitie ase ya kire wo mko hwe enam na egugu mu a ase ya hyeda kire wo mko mu Somalia enam nkete be me se wan hwe ye na wan to African queen na to ya anomfo adie bia da ko be bie so ne ya try me wo so ye mpa ne sa se obehu ne sa enu nti se wo ye jollof anase abom anase abenkwan stew na asefo no especially du kwesi ada se ya onze me no besra me kwesi ada efufuo na abenya na African queen nam no so se ne wohum gagada odi ohum ya hwemanentu se ne esitie onyem baby amanentu pe nso for hwe enye izi enye eyi editing also ene ahu sa na African queen nam no esi etie twawanum keke nam papa na oba pastor ye wo makola any fire service ni din hwe ni mo na supermarket ahodo okruma fra 0245326180 0245326180 anase 0302668357 ofra dodo mu no wonsa betimi akanti adam nyina se ama mu anitie.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Africa queen, tea, baby,